Hey, what's up, fam? Tay the local trucker here, man. Wanted to come tap in with y'all for a little bit. Today I wanted to discuss different pay options when you work in food service companies. To my understanding, and please leave it in the comment if I am wrong, but there are a couple different ways to get paid when you work in food service. One is hourly. Companies like Chick-fil-A, Sheetz, NCDP, better known as Dunkin' Donuts, all of the ones that I just named come to my mind as far as hourly pay, working food service. I know at Gordon Food Service, Cisco, and of course, U.S. Foods, we get paid component, at least with the division that I work for. There could be some other divisions in U.S. Food that get paid hourly. I'm not sure. So when it comes to getting paid, guys, just make sure you do your research on the company that you're applying with to find out what their pay structure is like. Also, you have some companies that get paid weekly, such as my division for U.S. Foods, and you have some that get paid bi-weekly. I think certain divisions for McLean, if I'm not mistaken, get paid bi-weekly. So with that being said, man, we're just going to jump right in on a breakdown of component pay. On the screen, man, we have my delivery pay summary from a week ago, week 7 April through 14 April. You have my name as well as my driver ID, my 13-week average hourly rate, which is something that I'll explain to you guys a little bit later in the video, and then a breakdown of the different components of how we get paid. Now, looking at it, you have the days of the week, and where it says daily activity, if it has off, then that just means I was off that day. If it has comp, C-O-M-P, that is component. PTO is paid time off. The reason why I picked this pay sheet to show you guys is because I was off on Tuesday for a PTO day. So, with that being said, let's continue on. Now, load number is just basically my route number for the day. Typically, when you pull up on the yard, well, in my case, the drop yard, you find your trailer and you find your manifest, and your manifest will have your load number on it. So, for example, Monday is 1133. That's my route number. For us here at U.S. Foods, 11, 22, 33, 44, and 55, those first two digits of your load number correspond with the days of the week. So everybody's first two digits start with whatever day of the week it is. So if I'm running a Monday route, your first two digits will be 11. The last two digits correspond with your seniority. Mine is 33. Basically meaning I am the third man on the yard in seniority. Now, pieces just means the amount of cases that I delivered that day. So on Monday's route, I delivered 859 cases. Whereas on Friday, I delivered 1,258 cases. Piece adjustment is how many cases were deducted off of my pallet drop. The company keeps a certain percentage of the cases that I deliver at my pallet drops. And because my route is a route that goes to a hospital and does a pallet drop every morning, I have a case deduction every day. So if you look towards where it says totals, it'll tell you how many cases I was deducted that week. And above that, where it has pieces up on the total, that tells you how many cases I delivered for the week. Stops just means how many stops I had that day. And of course, total means the total amount of stops I did for the week. And same thing as mileage. Moving on down, we have hourly rate. Here at my division at U.S. Foods, even though we're on component, we do have an hourly rate, which is $20.40 an hour. That hourly rate is for typically delay pay. So if you're delayed 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, things of that nature, you have that regular hourly rate incorporated into your pay sheet at the hourly rate pay. So as you see on Thursday, for example, I was delayed 45 minutes at a stop. So that 0.75 was paid out at $20.40 for the delay. Of course, you have regular hours, which on my PTO day, if you look at Tuesday, was 8 hours. You go down to total, it'll have 8 hours for total. Extra hours, we don't really do those. Backhauls is for those who are running backhauls that day. They'll get those hours as well. Moving on down where it has base pay. At U.S. Foods for my division, man, we have a base pay based on your tenure. We just have a base pay. The tenure pay is actually for the tenure pay. So our base pay every day is $100. And your tenure pay is based on how long you've been with U.S. Foods. I've been with U.S. Foods almost 2 years. So from anywhere from 0 to I think 4 or 5 years, your tenure pay is going to be $5. So every day you have a total base pay of $105 every day that you work. That's why you go over to totals. You'll see I have $400 for base pay and $20 for tenure pay. Because again, I was off on Tuesday. Daily minimum adjustment. How that works is we have a daily minimum of $300 here at U.S. Foods because we're union. So if I have a route or any driver has a route that doesn't equate to $300, that daily minimum adjustment would have a numeric figure in there. So say my Monday route only paid me $250. That's how much my route totaled up to be. Cases, stops, miles, the whole shebang. There would be a $50 daily minimum adjustment added in that block so that my total pay for the day would be $300. That typically doesn't happen. Almost every route will pay you over $300. We don't have to really worry about that too much. So then we have our piece pay. The piece pay is just simply how many cents per cases, times the amount of cases that we did. Stop pay is the stop pay times how many stops we have. And the miles pay is the mileage, cents per mile, times how many miles that we driven. I'm not going to go into complete detail of what our cents, our stop pay, and our mileage pay is because that will vary from company to company and division to division. You just got to do your research on how the company is paying and what the component is for that company. I'm just giving you guys a breakdown of how it works for us here for my division at U.S. Foods. So you total all those numeric figures up, the $100, the $5, the $211.59. By the way, I'm looking at Monday's pay, guys. The $14.80 for stop pay and the $24.96 for miles pay. All that equates to $356.35 for that day. Okay? You go to Wednesday, it's the same thing. Thursday, it's the same thing. Friday, it's the same thing. Every day that you work and you run a route at U.S. Foods, this is what your component breakdown will look like. Per day, per route, per cases, per stops, per miles. Now, let me give you the breakdown for Tuesday. Tuesday was the PTO day. If you go up under the total production pay, the next column will be vacation pay. Up on the Tuesday, my vacation pay was $392.84. That number came from $8 times my 13-week average hourly rate. For my division here at U.S. Foods, we have an hourly rate, which is what we discussed, at $20.40 an hour. We then have a 13-week average hourly rate. Mine is $49.08. You take that 13-week average hourly rate and times it by 8 hours, and that's how we got the $392 for Tuesday. Any PTO day, whether it be a vacation day, sick day, personal day, holiday pay, jury duty, or bereavement, all will be paid at your 13-week average hourly rate. That 13-week average hourly rate is an average of what your hourly rate would be per every 13 weeks based on the amount of money that you've made in a 13-week time frame. So it takes whatever I've grossed within 13 weeks and divided it by, I want to say 40 hours. And that turns out to be what my 13-week average hourly rate is. And typically, that's what we all are striving to hit when we do extra work, that 13-week average hourly rate. Well, guys, I hope this video was informative, man. As you can see down there, man, I made almost $1,900 the week of this pay period. It was a real good week. I typically make a little bit more than that on average. Really can't complain, man. Even with the case deduction, it's been a great career, y'all. Just do your research with whoever it is that you are looking to work for. Find out what the component pay is. See what it is that they do pay. See if it's hourly or component. See if it's weekly or bi-weekly. And see if it really fits your lifestyle or if it's what you're looking for, man. The only way to find out how a company is paying is if you do a little bit of research. Ask the recruiter. Ask the manager when you're doing your interview. If they're shy about telling you what the pay is, you're probably not going to like what the pay is anyway. I hope I was transparent enough for y'all, and I hope y'all found some value in this content. Consider hitting the like button. Drop a comment below if you got a comment. Share some of your pay experiences with food service if you don't mind. Let the family know. Please consider subscribing, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. We out.